Another week, another episode of Gotham Knights. And guess what? It still sucks. Surprising, I know. But anyway, let's just get right to it. So the episode starts off with this mysterious man, clearly not in his proper mental state. He was asking for help, help me, they're coming to get me. Then he eventually he encounters a cop. He somehow manages to grab his gun. Uh just like then he started shooting his surroundings. Let me shoot, let me shoot, let me shoot. And eventually, it's too late. They're here. Then he suddenly shoots himself. Yeah, pretty weird and a very very incompetent cop. He literally just manages to grab the gun out of him, as if like the cop had like zero training. Anyway, next is okay, this is the library. Yeah, the school library. So in the evening, the gang sneaks in to, I don't know, chill in the library, then probably continue the investigation. And yes, okay. I think Turner. Yeah, these characters are so immemorable. Turner's like, I'm not even with all these police case files, still can't find any leads. Then you Cullen. Cullen is he took cake from the cafeteria, and yeah, so apparently there's no other utensils in the cafeteria, so they're using the dagger of the Talon. I don't recall them being able to snag one from the Talon, but anyway, just okay. Let's just assume that they managed to. So yeah, he's slicing cake. And yeah, Turner is frustrated. I can't find any leads. And then, but somewhere along the case, and along with several other murders, alleged murders by the Court of Owls, is that there's always these weird symbols in the corpses, and the police somehow always dismiss it as irrelevant to the case. So apparently the police said there's no pattern with these markings. It's just there. Okay. Yeah, wow. The writers of the show really hate the police for some reason. They're really dumbing it down to the lowest common denominator. And okay, so okay. So Duella swoops in to their conversation. Oh guys, look what I found. Turner's yearbook where he's an actual virgin. So they're making fun of him. Then as they were messing around on the table, so the cake pushes to a different position closer to the edge, making the Talon's knife fall. And believe it or not, yeah, so the knife fell and it sticks to the ground. And when Turner pulls it out of the floor, oh my god, a revelation. Oh, what does it this looks so familiar. Oh my god. It looks like the wounds of the dead bodies of the previous cases. And that's how they found out what those markings were. Oh god, pretty disgusting. Oh god, this is so terrible. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, so the ending of episode 3? 3, right? We're in episode I don't know. The previous episode. The mayor died, right? From the gas device created by the mutant gang. Who could forget the mutant gang? So Harvey Dent decides to run for mayor, and he has a competitor, this guy. So this is for your as a reminder, this guy is the dad of Third Wheeler. Yeah, Lincoln March. Who is not from the Court of Owls, and yeah, he's like Harvey is pretty incompetent because he still hasn't catched the killers of Bruce Wayne, and he makes an extremely cringe line. Who, who could he was throwing shades at Harvey, so it's like, who would want a two-faced politician? Ooh, two-faced politician. Yeah. Harvey then is two-faced? You mean? You mean? You mean? Yeah? Yeah? You mean Harvey then is two-faced? Okay, so yeah, so next scene is Harvey apparently sleeping in couch. So yeah, clearly, I mean, the writers have a habit of like whenever a character makes an exposition, they somehow like making it happen right at the very next instant, which is not clever. I don't know why they think that's clever. Then yeah, so Harvey is asleep, then he suddenly wakes up, then oh, what's this mysterious key that's in my suit? Then he picks it up and puts it in his suit. He keeps it. He takes the key, the mysterious key, and keeps it. More on this later. It'll reflect later, which is kind of cringeworthy. Then okay, this is Stephanie, I forgot. Yeah. So Harper's still angry. I hate you because you're a rich white girl. Then so the team was talking about so now that we know that they were actually murdered by the Court of Owls, are there more cases similar to this in the GCPD? So maybe we have to find more. I'll just find more case files. So this time around, so Cullen has to get in there again. Yes, the same way as the last episode. So yeah, put this USB stick. I'm just gonna assume it's a USB stick to this GCPD servers. So yeah, the same trick, guys. The same trick. Put on a glasses and a fake mustache, and boom. You nobody will recognize you anymore. So yeah, he does the same shit again. Nobody still recognize him. Not even not even Harvey. Not even apparently who's the smartest guy in GCPD. He doesn't recognize Cullen, who is apparently one of the most wanted criminals as of this moment. He does not recognize him. So he bumps into Harvey. Uh I'm still contemplating with myself that if this was done intentionally on his part or not. Because yeah, I'll just explain why later. But yeah, he bumps into Harvey. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Dent. But we support you. We support you. And then yeah, it's kind of cringe. Like yeah, everyone at GCPD is a moron. Then so yeah, so Cullen manages to make it to the GCPD server and attach the USB stick. So like Steffi's like, how are we gonna find the how do we are we gonna find leads? Like this, we have so much data, it's gonna take too much time. So I forgot what they said, but they managed to isolate it to oh yeah, okay, I remember now. It's like yeah, so if this looks familiar, this is the guy at the very first scene of episode 1, like the one who shot himself. So apparently, yeah, this is the most recent case. So they checked that one first. And this guy is apparently the lawyer of Bruce Wayne. So yeah. So they just they okay, let's just move on first. Okay, there we go. So the team is like contemplating their next move, and Turner says, I will go to the lawyer's house. I'll sneak into the house and see what I can find. Then Harper goes with him because Steffi is staying behind in the base, and Harper does not like Steffi because she's a rich white girl. I mean, I know I sound like I'm politicizing it, but it's literally how it's written. So they enact the plan. Harper is unlocking the door, and she goes, I hate Steffi. She's a rich white girl. Like, she wouldn't shut up about Steffi in this episode. Like, oh, God, come on. Then yeah, the rest of the team stays behind in the school, and Duella just out of nowhere she remembers something about the blade, the talon knife, and oh, I thought the knife was so familiar. Like, oh yeah, remember these? I remember this book of serial killers, and apparently it was this guy. She just remembers it out of nowhere. Yeah, um, creative writing, and yeah, it's apparently with a guy named Felix Harmon. So a former circus performer, and he was the wielder of this knife, and it was later revealed that he was a murderer, and he was also a serial killer. Yeah, and eventually he gets executed. Th- Then he still has a daughter residing in here we go, Robinson Park nursing home. So that's what they find. Then returning back to Turner and Harper's side, so they managed to break into the lawyer's home. And when you can already see here there's some weird carvings in this wall here, but apparently they're too stupid to see it. So yeah, when they try to get in, it's like they see it's a mess. Then right after, they get held up at gunpoint from behind by the son of the lawyers. Like, who are you? Who are you people? Then they exchange introductions. Then Turner eventually shares to him. I forgot this guy's name. Son of lawyer. Let's just call him son of the lawyer. And uh, Turner tells him that the people responsible is the Court of Owls, and he says, "Yeah, I know." Then turns on the lights because his dad has been obsessing over it. Apparently, his dad turned delirious, and as you can see, he marked its entire room full of the owls are in the house. Blah 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 blah. So, then oh okay, okay. So back to Harvey. He asks the assistant investigator like if she made any progress with regards to the mayor's murder, and she was like, it's in publicly it was the mutant gang who did it. The incident at the gala was just a ruse, just so they could eventually kill the mayor. But behind the scenes, they found the coin inside the mayor's limo, so they know it's the Court of Owls. Then Harvey was like, "Do you know anything about the Court of Owls?" Not, then the assistant says, "Not really, but we know it's them because there's a coin. They found a coin in there, the limo." And then okay, they talk about the night when Bruce died. They were talking about his dad, the lawyer. They were talking about the will. The will was never meant. The will never meant to what do you call this? Bruce never meant for Turner to be disinherited from the will. So it's like there's something about the will that they conclude that there's something about the will that caused them their deaths. And then oh okay, so back in the following morning, back in home base, uh Turner was like, I know someone who has that idea where the will is. It's probably Cressida. And so yeah, obviously everyone knows that Cressida is part of the Court of Owls, but for some weird reason they make it seem like we're not supposed to know. I was like, so it's like Turner's telling the entire gang, Cressida can be trusted. She's been there since I was a kid. Blah 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 blah. That we all know where it's headed. Then these two, Carrie and Duella in disguise. Yeah, a weird disguise. They are going to see the doctor of Felix, the circus performer who was also a serial killer. So they're gonna try to pry out some questions from her or ask her some questions. Then shift to Harvey and meets Third Wheel's dad. Like yeah, they have a petty discussion. It's like no, this is not about the elections, Harvey. This is not about the elections. Like He somehow found out that about the Court of Owls because he's most definitely not part of it. So he asks Harvey, uh, "Do you know about the Court of Owls?" And Harvey's like, "I can't tell you. I can't tell you. It's an ongoing investigation. But you have to tell me because I got a coin too because I am definitely 100% not part of the court. So am I in danger? Am I in trouble?" Obviously, obviously as a way to insert himself to gain his trust or to get to pry out information out of him. Uh then okay, so they visit Carrie and Duella visit the daughter of the serial killer. Then she's like, yeah, of course, blah 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 blah. She's like, oh, my dad was so nice, blah 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 blah. Then oh right, this one. So Steffi and Cullen stay behind in the base. Like, what if? So take a look at this highly scientific revelation. So what if the knives the knives used by the Talon to in his victims, there was some sort of chemical substance that made them delirious. Well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. No shit. Like, oh my god. Then this is where they take the opportunity to talk about so yeah, Cullen and Harper's dad was kind of like a drunkard. They use this as a means to find common ground. So it's like, yeah, eventually they find out. Steffi opens up to Cullen. Yeah, my mom is a drug addict. Blah 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 blah. And Cullen is, yeah, my parents is into illegal substances too, or abuse substances. And yeah, that's how they connect with each other. Yeah, that's cheaply written. Uh, okay, yeah. Then the daughter of the serial killer reveals that she's also a nutcase. Like, I'm also evil, and my dad's still alive. He brings me stuff. He brings me trinkets and other sorts of stuff. Then and she's apparently also part of the court. Then she's saying, "The court of owls will go after you." Ooh, scary. Then as they were when the two of them are trying to get away from her, Carrie takes the logbook of the nursing home and leaves. Then okay, so Turner visits Cressida. Obviously, he's gonna get it trapped because apparently we're not supposed to know that she's part of the Court of Owls. Then back in transition to Harvey's, like, I need to check on the Athenian coin or whatever, the Court of Owls coin, and this officer, I'm assuming requisitions officer, saying that you already managed to log in earlier. So that's the part where I'm confused. Is that did Cullen bump into him intentionally? So because he needed access to the server room, or not really? He just used Harvey Dent. And if he did, like, wouldn't she recognize that Cullen was Harvey Dent? Or is I don't know. I really don't know. It's like uh yeah, I was like, anyway, Harvey's a dumbass. Okay, so back in the team, they were yeah, they were sharing each other's findings. Then oh yeah, Duel was sharing who could be providing the daughter, the crazy lady in the hospital, trinkets and stuff like that. Then conveniently, the logbook that Carrie took, apparently Cressida wrote her name there. I mean, God, just I mean, you could have changed your you could have easily used an alias, but anyway, nope. Apparently not. Yeah, just conveniently write your name there so that you'll be busted then. So Steffi calls Turner, Cressida's part of the Court of Owls, and Turner's like, no way. She's been with me since she was a kid. Impossible. And yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Immediately right it, after the explanation, the next scene, it happens. It's been like that since like episode one. It's like, yeah, I'm a traitor. I'm a part of the Court of Owls. So blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, I fed Bruce poison slowly to hamper his reflexes. Blah blah blah. You get the picture. Then yeah. So incredibly, so she was holding him at gunpoint. Then so she was closing. She moves. For some reason she moves closer to him. She walks. Give me your phone. Give me your phone. So what Turner does when he's close to her, he throws the phone in the floor. Then when Cressida looks down, he grabs the gun. It's like, God, yeah. Um, I trusted you. I trusted you. Blah 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 blah. Then yeah, you're a pretty smart kid, Turner. You figured out everything. So I don't know. These masks looks like what some kids would wear at a birthday party. But yeah, enter the Court of Owls. Then yeah, Cressida was saying you're so clever, Turner. You're incredibly smart. So we're giving you a chance to join us. And if you don't, you die. But if you join us, we'll remove you. You'll be deemed innocent. Blah 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 blah. Then of course Turner said, "No, never." Then okay, then in that case you're gonna die. So they bring in our favorite boy, Talon, and then Turner tries to shoot. Oh, this is the real really funny part. So the gun that he managed to grab from Cressida, he tries to shoot, no effect. But the funny part is, I was like, the other owls. Oh shit! He really used the gun. Let's get out of here. Like wow. Okay, you somehow they did not predict the scenario that he was actually gonna use Cressida's gun. So like they come in like oh shit, they used the gun. Run, run. I don't know. Is it this show? Then oh yeah, then the powers in Wayne Manor somehow gets cut. Then Carrie swoops in through the window because of course she does. Of course Carrie has to do all the carrying. And then so yeah, she takes Turner with her. Then um Talon chases them all the way down to the Batcave. Then when somewhere in the Batcave, Carrie was shooting Talon with her crossbow from the distance, and one of the bolts contained an explosive, I believe. Then yeah, so Talon got seemingly died from the collision of the boulders that fell due to the explosive bolt. And then yeah, so they get away. So Turner was like contemplating in back in the base. I trusted Cressida. And Steffi, yeah, I'm the leading lady, so I'm gonna comfort you. Then Harper still is like, I hate Steffi. She's a rich white girl. She had everything I never had. If I had if I was born in the same zip code, if I had everything she had, then I would be just like her. We're exactly the same, except that she's a rich white girl. Then she, that's her entire subplot. I imagine it's like I don't know. It's like insertion at its finest. It's like unadulterated insertion of identity politics. And Colonel's like, yeah, I got to talk to her. She has a drug abuse, drug abuser. Her mom is having drug abuse. Her mom is um yeah, you guys get it. She's a drug abuser. Then so you should get to know her more. Blah 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 blah. Then Harvey goes to the mayor's limo and it's like, and he asks the assistant, any findings? Any findings? No, no DNA prints except for what do you call this? Except for the mayor's himself, the mayor who died in at the end of the previous episode. No DNA prints whatsoever. Then but the we the weird part is though, she says the weird part is they could not find a key. The key seems to be missing. Ooh, what a mystery. I wonder what happened to the key. Then when Harvey tries to insert the key also found in his when he find out earlier, oh, the key works. It's the one that unlocks the limo. Then of course he's scared, but of course it's gonna be we all know where this is going. It's gonna be him going all Two-Face. Like that's why he woke up not knowing where he was in previously, or why he was still wearing the same clothes, because he probably was the one who was possessed to do the deed, either chemically or it is behavior that is actually making him function that way. I do not know. And honestly, I do not care because we all know where this is going. Uh and yeah, thank you for thank you for accompanying me, Duella. Then Duella contemplates about how much she hates her dad, blah 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 blah. Then this box is from the daughter. The daughter of the serial killer. So Duella took it, then she's gonna scan. Carrie wants to scan this jukebox. Not really not really jukebox, but yeah, the box. The box for prints. So they might be able to isolate or find the identity of the Talon or the killer. Then yeah, so this is the Court of Owls were standing over the body of Talon. They put him in his body in the nest, and you can hear the crackling. So it's like he can apparently self-generate. So he clearly is trying to heal from the injury that he sustained from Carrie's bolt. Then yeah, so they were scanning the box and they find out that this guy Talon is actually Felix. So the dad is legitimately still alive. End of episode. Oh my god. I don't know. I don't. Yeah, this is not gonna be renewed. Maybe not even reach one season. I don't know. It's they terrible writing, terrible zero creativity, identity politics insertion at every instance they can get. And yeah, that's about it. So what do you guys think of Gotham Knights episode freaking episode 4? Yeah, I think 4, episode 4. So yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed it, or at least see me suffer through this. And yeah, do not watch this, or at least just hear me, or it doesn't have to be me or someone else talk about it, review about it. Do not support this. This is absolute garbage. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.